Thank you to the witnesses. First of all, to everybody in the room and listening who has contributed to the negotiations, thank you very much for your efforts. They are coming together. We're trying to make sure they come together, but I just wanted to express appreciation. These compacts must be reauthorized. That it is a working fundamental principle on all parts. They are good for all of us. And I hope nobody takes that statement as leverage in the remaining negotiations. That would be a big mistake, but let's just get it done. Number two, I'm going to repeat something I said back in 2019 with other members of this committee and this Congress, which was to the effect that it is fundamentally unfair to renegotiate these compacts unless the legitimate concerns of states that gladly host compact residents within their ohana, as we say in Hawaii, but who have been asked to bear the expense of billions of dollars in caring for these residents because our country has not, even though this is a national issue. Those concerns must be addressed as part of a renegotiated compact. I am unwilling to let this go again, as has happened in the past, with the same result as we had the last time. So I send that out there again. This must be solved. The administration has come up with a solution, which is to incorporate the Compact Impact Fairness Act, which for most jurisdictions would address that. Mr. Moylan will have comments as well, and his concerns also must be addressed. I just commend that to you. Don't forget this. Now, in that context, Dr. Mohandas, I'm going to ask you, do you recognize that the accommodation of the concerns of communities that host compact residents is an integral part of the submission to Congress?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Nakoa, you're representing the administration as well. Do you recognize that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, members of this committee and others have asked a very legitimate question, which is there is obviously an expense attached to the compacts, and we need to fund it. We need to find a way to fund it. That projected expense at present is $7.1 billion. And by the way, let's make sure that we all understand that's not 1 year. That's over a long period of time. And similarly, there is an expense to the Compact Impact Fairness Act, and presumably, if there is separate Compact Impact Aid, obviously that's an expense. CFA has an expense of somewhere around $35 million a year over 10 years, which is like not a lot of money in the big picture. Members of this committee and others have asked of the administration the question, where is this money going to come from? And I don't think that you have come up with an answer, or at least you've deferred it over to Congress. We've asked you to come up with some suggestions, and those don't have to be from the Interior budget, which as we speak in my House Appropriations Committee is getting slashed, and they don't have to come from the State Department, which in my Appropriations Committee last week got slashed. So to expect that to come from Interior and Appropriations seems a pretty heavy lift, to be honest. Do you have any concrete recommendations about how we are going to pay for these as we must, as we should? And again, I would make the submission that this, these are significant amounts, but in the context of an entire defense budget, as an example, they're not large amounts. So to both of you, where's this money going to come from? All of you.
Thank you, Representative Case. Regarding your question, where does the money come from? As you noted, we're not providing specific offsets attached to this legislation. However, the administration has proposed offsets as a whole across the FY 2024 President's budget. So that would be what we have proposed.
Again, just to clarify in my mind, those offsets come from where?
Overall President's budget, sir.
Okay, my time is winding down. Any quick ones? I can also submit this for the record.
We can take it back, but as Ambassador Yuns mentioned, it's throughout the entire USG government, the President's budget presents it balances out any additional spending with offsets as well.
I'm out of time. I'll get back. Thank you.